So the Bucks are wrapping up a Game 4 victory against the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I seriously doubt if the Bucks will even get back in the series after what happened in the first two games, but they certainly have climbed back in it now. Series is going to be tied 2-2. Obviously, the big takeaway from the game is Kyrie Irving went back to the locker room before halftime, I believe. So you're in a situation where, if you're Brooklyn, you already didn't have James Harden, but you were fine. You were doing fine behind James without him. And certainly bringing him back in would elevate the team. I'm not saying that without James Harden, they're better. But you were still went up 2-0 and then eventually 2-1 without Harden. But losing Kyrie really smarts because Kevin Durant has not. I mean, think about this. When was the last time Kevin Durant played on a team where he was the lone all-star? It's been a long, long time. And Durant didn't have a good game. I mean, he's still having 28 points. Last time I checked, the game's not even over yet, but I'm still recording this video because it's quite clear that Milwaukee's going to win. Durant didn't have a good game by his standards. Was not accurate from three-point range, and a lot of his points came on free throws. So he did not have a good game by his standards. Giannis, on the other hand, Giannis really didn't have a great game either, to be honest. He was better than Durant, I believe, but not significantly better. Not lights out. So it's a little bit of a back and forth here. I don't really know what Milwaukee did this game. Even from watching it, I don't really know what Milwaukee did that was so tremendous. It might have been their ability to stay more resilient when it comes to the turnover battle. I'm just looking at some numbers right here. But there's not even a huge gap in turnovers, not a huge gap in fouls. I know the three-point percentage certainly leans in Milwaukee's favor, but it's not tremendous. And the free throw percentage leans in Brooklyn's favor, as it almost always does because of Giannis. Giannis struggles from the free throw line. So even watching this game live, looking back at the numbers now, I'm still not entirely sure what the huge difference was, other than the fact that obviously Brooklyn missing James Harden, missing Kyrie Irving, and then Milwaukee being, for the most part, healthy. So I'm looking at the numbers. I think it's maybe the defense, maybe the contesting in the middle, because obviously you have Brook Lopez, a guy who's been in the discussion for what he's able to do around the rim, protecting the rim. Of course, Giannis, who won the Defensive Player of the Year last year, Drew Holiday out there as well. Chris Middleton's a good defender. I think that's really throwing, of course, PJ Tucker as well, but that's obviously throwing Brooklyn off a little bit. Although if we add Kyrie Irving back in this game, do the Nets win? I don't really know if they do, because right now it's 94-107. There's still 30 seconds left in the game or so. Does Kyrie Irving make the difference in this game that you don't put Kevin Durant on the bench late in the game because you know you're still in it? And do they have a shot late to beat Milwaukee? Maybe. I can't really tell you for sure. All I know is that the series is going to be tied 2-2, and everyone's going to be watching what happens with the medical reports, because everyone knows that if you get James Harden back, and if Harden's, say, 80% of what he usually is capable of, you're still probably going to win the series via the Nets. If you get Kyrie Irving back, and Kyrie Irving is 75% of what he usually is, you're still probably going to win this series. But you need to have at least one of those guys back. I don't know if Durant, at this point in his career, and Durant, by the way, I think I said the best player in the world, title of best player in the world for basketball has been changing hands quite a lot recently. I think Durant's probably the most recent guy to have that title. Back today, we'll see, because it seems that we're switching this up quite a bit here in the playoffs with no LeBron, and obviously LeBron wasn't that dominant even when he was playing in the playoffs this year. But it seems like that title of best player in the world has passed around a little bit here, game by game. Fans seem pretty indecisive. I thought Durant had it, and he just didn't have a great game this outing. And like I said, I just have not seen Durant carry a team in a series, not just one game, but in a series as the lone all-star on that team in a long, long time. Like back in middle school, maybe long. So it's been a while for someone like Durant. So it'll be interesting to see if he's capable of doing that. Meanwhile, the Bucks, their defensive capabilities are going to continue to push the Nets to struggle and create shots, maybe make some silly turnovers, a lot of mistakes. And the interior presence for the Bucks is probably what's going to be the difference maker. And they're going to force the Nets to shoot three-pointers. And the Nets could not make three-pointers this game, which is why they lost. Had they shot 40% from three this game, there's a good chance they're still in it late. There's a chance they might even win. But they didn't shoot 40%. They shot 31.3%. And you can obviously take advantage. If you're the Nets, you can take advantage of Giannis because he doesn't shoot free throws well. He's not going to shoot the three ball, not shoot it that well at least. He's not going to kill you from three. So if you're Blake Griffin, you can sag off and give him 7 or 8 feet of space because you don't have to be pressuring him out by that three-point line. So you can play around Milwaukee's weaknesses here, and you can outgame the Bucks and win this series. The issue right now is going to be, will you have the players to do that. So everyone's going to be watching James Harden. Everyone's going to be watching Kyrie Irving. The Nets are certainly not out of the series by any means. They still have Kevin Durant, and they get any of those guys back. Even like I said, 70 to 80%, they're still probably going to win. But you need to have at least one of those guys back, in my opinion, to really, really clinch the series. And I think there's a good chance Milwaukee wins the next game if both Irving and Harden are out.